Among Us has been updated with a brand new Airship map, and if there's one thing I know about updates, they usually end up bringing some new glitches too, and the new glitches in this update are actually really cool, and best of all, they're useful. The first of which involves the Airship task Sort Records, where you're supposed to file each one of these records away individually by selecting a file and then taking it to the corresponding shelf or cabinet, which can take some time if done the intended way. However, if you select a file that belongs in a cabinet, when the drawer opens, rapidly click the empty space and it will treat each click as a separate record being filed, meaning you can complete the task incredibly quickly. This will work on any version of the game where touchscreens or the ability to click is available, but won't work on consoles or the Switch version docked because of how the task is set up. So if you're on PC or a touchscreen, you have an unfair advantage. Another task that is a little bit buggy is the picking up the towels in the shower room task. You're supposed to pick up the towels strewn randomly about the shower room and then place them in the receptacle, which you'll find is solid at the sides, and it's intended that you place them in from the top. But for some reason, the collision of the bag is a little janky, and you can easily grab the towels and slide them through the bottom of the bag, and it counts as going in, which is not only glitchy, but is also a very fast way of completing this particular task. Very handy in a game where taking too long inside a task can end up getting you killed. There's a very minor glitch in the gap room that involves the moving platform. Usually if you get killed, your ghost will face the direction it's currently moving, as you'd expect. However, if you stand next to the platform and use it at the same time as getting killed off, your ghost will now be locked in the direction you were facing when you died. This is a purely visual glitch, but it's pretty comical to witness. Moonwalking in the Afterlife. Although I guess you'd need legs for it to be a moonwalk. Another seemingly random glitch that occurs is a weird texture bug that renders players as purple shapes. Presumably there are some errors with textures not loading correctly, and this bright purple color is usually a transparent color that you're never supposed to see. However, you're still able to see the clothing items that a crewmate would wear, which are usually separate textures placed on top of the players, and those look perfectly normal. I'm not entirely sure why this happens, but it's an interesting visual glitch to say the least. There's a way in free play mode to get out of bounds on the Airship, which involves being the imposter, taking out one of the dummy players, and then switching back to a crewmate. Now go and report the body, and hopefully the other crewmates vote you off the Airship, and if not, repeat the process again until you finally get voted off. As a ghost now, go to the crane in the engine room, and then you'll see that you can actually still use the laptop. So open up the menu and select Be Imposter. You'll now be revived, but on the wrong side of the collision for walls and objects, meaning you're actually kind of walled in, but out of bounds. Sadly, you can only get around a small part of the Airship, and the only way to get out of this now is to leave the game. But the best glitch in the new update is without a doubt a huge out of bounds glitch that involves the newly added ladders. I don't know, you try to add a new mechanic and it just breaks the game. To pull this off, all you have to do is become the imposter in free play mode and then sabotage the gap room, and then wait out the timer while standing by this ladder, long enough to notice that they didn't properly alpha out the corners of this moving platform. If you don't have a timer on screen, you'll notice that conveniently there's a window where you'll see a chopper, and as the time runs out, it comes closer to the window. When this happens, use the ladder, and because you're in free mode, this prompt will appear on screen which tells you about the critical sabotage being switched off. You need to be on the ladder when this appears and then quickly exit out of it, and now the game will think you're still on the ladder but give you free movement, meaning you can go wherever you please, through the walls, into different rooms, and even venture beyond the Airship entirely. Now this glitch may work outside of free play under special conditions, but it's so much easier to trigger this glitch in free play. I love how goofy this looks. If you go into a vent, you'll end the glitch, and the same goes for killing anyone, except this puts your character in a state where the walking animation plays regardless of if you're moving, and you'll also be locked facing the same direction you were facing when you killed someone. But using a ladder or venting will also fix this. Needless to say, once the devs catch wind of this one, it'll probably get patched, so enjoy it while you can. And that goes for all the glitches that you've seen in this episode, and maybe there's some more to come, who knows. But there you have it, yet more glitches in Among Us that you guys can enjoy. Just don't be sus about it, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this bonus episode of Among Us Son of a Glitch. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. I appreciate you sticking with me, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.